when I'm looking at evaluation, I just notice that my pupils kind of like rush through as fast as they can.
Absolutely.
The end is in sight, and
do you know,
they've done the important bit anyways.
When they get to the evaluation bit, do you not think so?
Yeah,
from N5 up, they want to just rush through that.
Yeah, I kind of think it doesn't really get the attention it deserves. And I mean, is that something that you see at your end when you're in SQA market, when the papers come in? Can you look at the evaluations and see, yeah, this has just been rushed?
I think so. Yeah. Do you agree with me, Debbie?
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would say in the past couple of years it has got better. The message of has got better. The standard has got better on it, but it's still there's potential there, shall we say, for improvement.
Yeah. Okay. So how then? Right. What are the most common kind of mistakes that the pupils will make in their evaluations then?
Well, one of the biggest issues is a lack of the discussion around future maintenance. And how the project could be updated or improved over time. So they know about future maintenance. We've taught them about corrective, imperfective, and adaptive, of course. But then they fail to mention these terms or use these terms, and they fail to relate them to their own project.
They almost go back to National 5 answers, don't they? Talking about white space, talking about indentation.
Just getting rushed.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And then if indeed they do use one of these terms, they tend to talk about it in a more abstract way, the way they've probably learned it in terms of, an abstract as opposed to applying it to their project. So, for instance, if we're talking about, let's say, adaptive maintenance, and adaptive is about updating the project to work with new technology or changing requirements. But we want them to tell us for their project that they've done, for their web project or their database or their software, about something more specific that would apply to that project.
Right. Okay.
So not in the abstract, but in the applicable to the thing that they have written.
But it needs to be in the context of the project. All right.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly the word. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I totally get it. Okay. What else are kind of pupils? What else should they include in their evaluations? Then, if we're looking at future maintenance, is there anything else that maybe isn't done very well in evaluation?
Yeah. So let's say a pupil created a database system. They could discuss how corrective maintenance would involve fixing any unexpected errors that might arise after the deployment. Perfective maintenance might include adding a search filter to improve usability. Adaptive maintenance could mean upgrading the database to support new data formats in the future.
Okay. No, I've got it. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so that's the kind of maintenance stuff down. Anything else? Oh, I recognise that.
Evaluation, basically, it's not just a box ticking exercise.
Right. Okay.
It should relate to the project that they have just completed. And we can see evidence here of some, of an actual one that's been done. So let's have a look here. We've got design, implementation, testing, evaluation, and we've got it labeled.
When it comes to evaluation, is there any kind of people that just write down things like, that my project worked and you don't have any evidence of that? I mean, is there kids that are just kind of lying about their project when it comes to the evaluation?
Well, there are pupils that take a very optimistic view, shall we say. What was that the phrase they used in Parliament once upon a time? It was about being economical with the truth, something like that.
Right,
You're not allowed to
Who was that?
say MPs are liars. It's something like that, isn't there?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe they've been a wee bit economical with the truth of how their project actually, how well it works, or the fact that maybe a feature of it does not work. And they've had a problem with it and not been able to fix it in the time available.
Right. So, I mean, if something doesn't work, do they need to just mention that? And like, if a requirement wasn't met, should they bring that up in their evaluation?
Sorry. They should bring it up in their evaluation. They should just be
Okay.
honest with us
Okay.
and tell us that, you know, I had an issue with this. In the same way as we talk about
Oh,
at N5 and at higher, don't we? We explain to them when they come to do that the evaluation write-up, or they're discussing something, they can discuss something that hasn't worked or that they haven't been asked to do in that project, but could be, you know, could be improved on, or means that their project, you know, N5 isn't robust. So it's exactly the same principle in advanced higher. Tell us about the issue that you had problems with. Tell us about, yes, absolutely the successes that you've got, but the limitations. So if you didn't manage to meet one of the requirements, or you only partially met it, then explain what bit you met, what bit you didn't meet.
Okay.
And so be honest with your evaluations. The worst thing that they can do is to say, you know, my project is fit for purpose because it meets functional requirements 1 to 6 and user requirements 1 to 4 or whatever, and when it plainly doesn't, and we don't see the evidence of it meeting those requirements.
Okay, so I guess, I mean, people should just like own their shortcomings, reflect that in their evaluation. Brilliant, I've got that. Great, thanks very much.